This is a layout for the Magic Donut Shop sign. Now, this isn't what I planned on doing. I went out to just mess around with it a little bit, see what I wanted to do, and the next thing I knew it was all laid out. I planned on doing the layout on paper or poster board, and I was going to use stop motion and have the letters in a big pile and separate and kind of crawl up onto the sign. I may do one of those later, but for now I'm just going to take this one, I'm going to start taping it off, and I use 3M tape, and on this particular one I'm using a 3/4 inch wide piece of tape. It will be the top of the word magic and the bottom of the word the. I try to separate my stuff like that, keeps everything nice and even. And on this particular job, sometimes I don't use tape, but on this particular job I'm going to. I have some serifs here, and there are other things that I want to do, so you'll see this start to unfold here. Here I have magic all taped off, and I'm using kind of an off-white. This will get 2 coats. I do one, then I'm going to do my shade work inside the letters. You'll see that coming up in a few minutes. Now the weight of the letter on this is really important. Even though these are small, they're going to be, the weight of the letter is the width of the stroke, so that it can be seen so it can be seen at a distance. The weight of the letter is extremely important, and you'll see this is jumping around just because of time, but you can see how nice the top of that is, and that allows me to see the serifs to make sure they're the right thickness, so I can go back and touch some of that up. The one thing to make sure is, as you're going to do each letter, the bottom of it, just run your finger over the tape to make sure it's stuck down in good shape. But don't press on it really hard. You don't have to. You just want to make sure that it's got a good seal between where you're painting and the edge of the tape, so it doesn't bleed underneath. And if it does, then you can just take a rag and just pick that little piece off that where it ran down. But this came out really nice. Now, as you can see, I got to finish up the point on the M. And through the magic of video editing, there it is. So, the word magic, first coat is done. Tops and bottoms have all been straightened out. I'm just cleaning up a few lines here and there. Now, I didn't do any layout for this. What I did was I just freehanded this on here. I didn't have any font to go by. I just used the thick and thin. Remember, this is one coat, and in a few minutes here I'll be putting on the inside shadow. It's important to just let the brush do the work. I always considered when I'm painting a sign, I'm just wiping the paint on. It doesn't mean that I'm not looking for quality. I am. But don't try to paint this sign with all these some people really struggle to paint a sign. Just let it flow on. That's what it's supposed to do. That's how the brush does what it does. And they're a lot of fun to work with. They can be very frustrating, I know, if you're just starting. But once you get to read the brush and you learn what that brush wants to do, it's a lot of fun to hand letter. In a few minutes I'll be able to do the tops and bottoms on the O, the U, the S, and the O. Now, some people wait and they don't do the O at all. They do all the letters that are flat. And then they go back and they do the O so that it doesn't have that, it can have a little line in it that's not too much, you can see it if the light hits it just right. So when we're doing these outlines, you have to know where your light source is coming from. And you're going to have little 45-degree angles. As you can see, I'm setting one up there. You'll see it better right there. This is the same brush. It's a water base brush by MAC. Here's a little lettering tip for those that feel they don't have the brush control they need at this time, but they're practicing and working on it, is to take your brush, and when you're doing these inside pieces, go above it. And then you can go back when you're doing your second coat and just trim it down. So that's a good way. If you're not that familiar with the brush and you have a hard time getting up in here to make that nice corner, go past it, and then when you use your cream color or whatever color it is you're using, you can just wipe it down across it, and that'll give it a nice clean sharp edge. Hey everyone, this is Gary at Duck Cove Signs, and I just finished the Magic Donut Shop sign. Now, this is a magic sign, and you might be wondering why. It's the way I cut the hole. Now I know some of you are thinking, I've cut a lot of holes in signs, and I don't know of any of them being magic. But watch this one. I run my hand behind it, move it up and down, and guess what? You can't see my arm. Huh? Ever cut a hole in the sign? Has everyone run their arm through there and you can't see it? So think about this. How many businesses could set up a camera that's hooked to a computer and take a picture of somebody with their arm going through it, because it is magic, or if they want to, they can actually take it off and put it over themselves, okay, and have their picture taken and print the picture out for them, and the only advertisement cost is the cost of the print and the person taking the picture. That's pretty inexpensive. And what's going to happen is they get to put this on YouTube or Vimeo or whatever they want, with every time they take a picture of somebody with the person that's holding the sign as advertisement, the person takes it, they may put it on their account, and not only does the company get advertisement, but so do you, because everybody's going to be talking about it, especially the people in town with other businesses that might like the same thing. Or you may do an exclusive and you get more money for your sign. But it's a win-win for everybody. The client's happy, the customer's happy, and you're happy because you created something that is a little different than what everybody else has. So if you want to know how I did this hole, there's a square right around here. Click in the middle of that square and it'll take you to the video, and I'll show you exactly how I did this. So I hope you're as excited about this sign as I am in having the opportunity to create it to show you. So have fun with it, experiment, try all different kinds of things. This is Gary from Duck Cove Signs saying, I will see you on the next episode.